Welcome to a new Tuesday time-lapse episode. For the last 2 months, I've been creating these videos once a week where I actually share an art piece that I've drawn the week before or the day before. Today I decided to do something different and actually share a thought because I do think that it is a big opportunity for me to kind of share my insight, the things that I'm learning within the art world, and also what I'm using and the type of things that I'm doing in order to get better in my art. So if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Wiz, and I intend to bring you as much information as I can so I can actually help you become a better artist. 2 years ago, I made the decision to go into the comic world. The last 2 years I've been trying to learn how to get better in drawing, and I actually have learned a lot. These art piece that I'm currently sharing and drawing on is a variant cover of the American Vampire 1976 comic. I drew on this. I did the pencils back in 2020, and barely until now, 2 years later, literally, I decided to actually ink it. The reason I decided to ink it is because I do feel a bit more comfortable doing it now. I've learned a lot since July of 2020. I've done a lot of research. I've looked into different art masters and things of that nature within the comic world. People like Jim Lee, people that have YouTube channels here as well. We have David Finch. There's so many good content creators on here on YouTube that I've learned from in the last 2 years. So I do believe that I'm pretty adequate at this point, where I can kind of share my knowledge and share what I'm doing, and also share some insight in how to get better in art. The reason I wanted to share today's kind of do a voiceover on today's video is because I have been thinking about how I can make this channel better. I do want to get this channel to a bigger audience. I know some of you, if you're listening to this, I started this as a fitness channel. So I've actually had this channel since 2016, where I was doing fitness videos, but I decided not to continue to do that because I've pretty much noticed that if I wanted to take my channel to the next level, I would have to start taking steroids and things of that nature, or start doing crazy ass fitness stuff, because the conventional fitness stuff doesn't really pop off anymore. People have already done that in so many ways. Everything that you can learn about fitness is already on the internet for the most part. But when it comes to art, it is a craft that has so many different realms: comic, abstract, oil painting, painting, penciling, drawing, cross-hatching. There's so many things: traditional art, digital art, graphic design. There's so many things out there. Cinema 4D, 3D modeling. Like, there's so many things out there that I definitely see the opportunity for me to kind of bring some value into this community. With this particular art piece, as you can tell, I have gotten way better at cross-hatching, and I've learned the main person that I've learned this from was from David Finch, which he actually is a professional comic book artist. And he is, if you look him up as David Finch, you'll find him. He's a classic artist that have worked with Marvel, with DC Comics, and things of that nature. He's also worked for Top Cow, and right now I think he's doing his own thing on YouTube. But he is one of the main guys that I've learned from. I truly believe that when it comes to YouTube, if you want to learn any style of art, YouTube is going to be the way to go. You can kind of find on YouTube any style of art that you want to learn. We're talking about anime, we're talking about how to draw anime, how to draw comics, how to draw abstract art, how to do oil painting. Like, any type of art, you'll be able to find it on YouTube. For me, within the last 2 years, it's been more of a focus on learning the concept of drawing. So I had to really start from scratch. I had to learn how to do figure drawing. I have to learn how to do perspective drawing, how to actually focus on the shadows, the value of the art, the different styles of cross hatching, my personal taste in cross hatching, finding my own style in that way, learning how to draw faces, expressions, learning the aspect of panels, comic panels, which is something that I'm still definitely working on, because when you make a decision, and this is what I want to share in this video, if you make a decision of doing something, you have to go all into it. And sometimes it's going to take a very long time for you to become adequate at it. The good thing about me and doing this is that I always been a drawer. I always knew how to draw, but I never have taken my art into the next level. I never actually pushed myself into actual learning the basics and building on those basics. Up to 2020, I had not drawn on a consistent basis. From 2020 to 2022, I have gone from drawing 2 to 3 times a week to drawing every single day. So now for maybe the last 6 months, I've been drawing every single day. I draw something. I do sketches. I learn I look at art books. I look at different artist stuff. And I can tell that just by doing that, I have improved so much in my own art. So that's one of the main things that I want to kind of share on this video. You have to be able to put in the work regardless of where you're starting from. It doesn't matter that maybe the first couple of weeks or the first month you might not progress so much, but the more time you put into it, the more effort you put into it, the more you give yourself patience. And I think that's the main thing, that you have to give yourself patience. The more patience you give yourself, the more opportunity you have of growing within your craft. And I think that's been one of the main things that I've learned from my own mistakes, from my own drawing ability, that I do get still frustrated when I'm trying to do some perspective art, because I want my perspective to be really good. I don't want it to be off. And I still know that that's going to take me some time to master, or at least get to a point where I can kind of like hide my flaws within that particular aspect of art. Because when you're drawing comics, you have to have the right perspective. There's so many things that people use to kind of hide their inability to do perspective art. But to each his own. Like I don't want to use grits. I am using grits right now, but I want to get away from that. But I know it's going to take me a long time before I get away from actually using grits or using different reference perspective art so to create my own. But I mean, it's a process. But having said that, guys, I hope you like today's art piece. And trust me, like, this took me about 3 hours to do. And I think that the more time that an art piece takes, the better it comes out to be. When I did this cross hatching thing, I was really surprised by the end result. Honestly enjoyed it much more than actually the penciling. And that's one of the things that I've learned as an artist, that my penciling is very loose, and my inks have become way better compared to the pencils. So I know if I want to actually get some type of job with a big publisher or with a big comic company, that I have to work on my pencils and the tightness of the pencils, because I'm very loose with it. Like, I really don't mind having like loose sketches, because when it comes to the inking, like, I know where I need to put the shadows and the values, and I know what type of cross hatching I'm doing. But I know I have to get better in my quality of line work. But yeah, guys, I hope you liked today's video. And if you did, if you actually stayed to the entire video, really appreciate you. Thank you for supporting the channel by just viewing it. If you did, give it a like, subscribe, and share it. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.